Hi everyone and welcome. My name's Peter Doman, CEO and Director of Vancouver SEO Company. Thanks very much for joining me, and thanks to everyone on Periscope who's watching as well. Look, basically what we're doing now, we're going through, this is our monthly newsletter and it's called the Web Mentor. And what we do is we talk about things that have happened in the last 4 weeks and what we're predicting is going to see changes in the near future. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch this. You'll be receiving this because you're on our email list or because you've gone through and you've requested to have a look at it. So what it is basically, the Web Mentor came about because of the fact that there's always changes going on the web, and we need to know that people who are going through and actually watching what they're doing, so making sure their business website's working properly. They want to know what changes is coming up ahead, and it gives them the opportunity to actually sort of just be a little bit warned in advance rather than finding out the hard way that something's gone wrong. So today we're going to talk about a couple of things. First of all, we know, for example, look, there was a phantom update that was done a couple of weeks ago with Google. So there was a couple, and we look at, from what we've seen, it appears to be more of a thin content sort of style of update. We've seen some websites that have gone through and suffered quite dramatically because of the thin content. But what we've really seen now is that we know that there's going to be a new update coming out shortly. Whether or not Penguin or Panda, we'll wait and see. Google hasn't released any official sort of stats, but what we're going to see is there's going to be a change that will go on. So it's going to be content-based, link-based, making sure that there's going to be quality content obviously on the site, making sure that there's nothing mischievous going on in the background that people can't see. So just make sure everything's fine, make sure everything is as it should be. Your site's running perfectly, your page speeds up, is doing as it should be, less than 2 seconds ideally. User ability of the site itself, make sure that's at a relatively high rate. Look, the closer you can get to 100% usability, the better. Especially make sure your mobile's working as well. And just general bits and pieces like that. Make sure that you've got a level playing field and you should be okay. People who have bad practices when it comes to the website search engine optimization or dubious tactics, they're the ones who usually suffer. So now the contents of the newsletter, so we're going to talk, like I said, we've talked briefly about what it is that's going on with the websites, so algorithm updates, but we're also going to talk about other things as well. So for example, we got our first dislike on one of our videos, and that's fine, that's not a problem. And it actually helps us to grow, and that's the good thing about seeing something like that. So it's a bit of critical feedback, which is okay. We're happy to take critical feedback, but it's how it is that we then use that to then go ahead and actually give people what it is that they want. So we took that as being okay. We did our best, we got through everything we could, but now what we need to do is go say, well, there's maybe a little tweak in there. And is there something we can do to make it just that little bit different? So the ability to take that on the chin moving forward gives us a big opportunity to expand. Like I said, critical feedback is good because of the fact it gives you an outsider's point of view of what it is that you're seeing. So we'll take that on board. Look, some might be good, some might be bad, that's okay. If there's positive changes to make, then you can go ahead and make them, and that's what we want to look at. Now the next topic that we're going to talk about, right, one of my personal favourite ones, test and measure. So with this, what's going to happen is you start with an idea in mind, and then what you do is you say, okay, let's put it into play, let's get it working, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and actually test it and measure it. So for example, you might run a set of Facebook ads or Google AdWords, and what you can then do is go ahead and actually say, right, well, let's take a look. So the dollars that we spend, so it might be $100, we've picked up 2 clients, and we know, for example, the long-term value of those clients is going to be maybe 2 or 3 years, and they're going to spend maybe $7,000 or $8,000 per year, year over year. So what that then gives us, we know, for example, that $100 is going to turn into $24,000 for one client, times 2 is $48,000. So in that sort of scenario, yes, the test and measure most certainly works. Not always that simple, but the idea is that what you can do is you can use that test and measure to go through and actually find out where your clients are coming from, where the better clients are coming from, if one page works better than another for a landing page, what strategies you can look at employing. There's a whole range of things you can look at doing for test and measure, but that's in the newsletter as well. So what we'll do is we'll leave it there. It's only a very short video, and what we can then look at doing is we can actually go ahead, if you want to be on the newsletter list, please by all means go to the website, which is allthews.vancouver-seo-company.com. If you have any questions, or you can always contact myself personally, which is front desk at Vancouver-SEO-company.com. Or if you want to contact us via phone as well, you can most certainly do that, and that's +1 778 938 8712. Look, we look forward to your feedback, and thank you very much, Periscope. Appreciate it. If there's any questions, as I said, or reach out or comments, whatever the case may be, please do reach out and let us know. More than happy to get the feedback from you. But until then, look, we'll see you next month for the Web Mentor. Bye for now.